Hello, we are live. Hopefully, we have defeated the Zoom and Slobs gremlins, and we are ready to do some Promise Tree. How is everybody today?
Never bother us again.
Ha!
Promise.
Rude. Super rude.
Sorry, I talked over you.
So, it's been a couple weeks, and last time we left off our kids, they were in the desert. They're still in the desert. They're just going to be doing a dungeon crawl today. So let's go around and meet our players and these good children they are playing today, and then dig right in. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
Let's go ahead and start just below me with M. Who are you playing today, and how are you?
Okay, hi, yeah, I'm doing all right. Spring is slowly making its way here. But yeah, I will be playing Trillium Altair, who goes by Trill. She is our artisan. She is our big pink sister, or pink big sister, there we go.
Big pink sister.
Listen. Yeah, and right now she seems to be just kind of helping our kids through the desert, trying to keep everyone together and trying not to die in the heat as of last time. So hopefully I'll roll better this time and we will not all die in the desert.
Yep. All right. Next on down the line, we have Victor. How are you? Who are you playing? What's up?
I'm doing great, except for my whole body from working out. And I'm playing Griffin, our noble class hero in training, sweet boy. Is doing his best, trying to lead our friends through the desert. It's kind of old stomping grounds when they were away, and excited to get into this dungeon.
Yay! And then over here, our mom friend, both in character and out, a little bit.
True.
Anna, how are you doing? Who are you playing?
Hi, I'm doing good. I was very sleepy earlier, but I took a nap, and I'm doing better now. And I will be playing Rue, the teeny tiny healer mom friend of the group, who has been struggling a bit in the desert because of the whole heat thing. But since we're going underground now for a bit, maybe she'll be okay.
Should be fine. And last but certainly not least, Nicholas, who are you playing? How are you doing? What's up?
Hello. I started out the day with anxiety, so this is making everything better. And I will be playing Mildew, a magical librarian.
How oddly fitting with the library behind you.
I need to organize that better.
It's a whole lot of books, and it makes me real happy.
I mean, it's not like we can tell that it's disorganized.
No, it just looks great.
But I know in my heart that standing next to other books where they shouldn't be standing.
I understand that feeling. So I guess that comes to me. I am Jess. This is my channel. I am the Ryujin, or in most game systems, that's basically the GM. However, in Ryuutama, the Ryujin is also a character that exists within the narrative. So, you will sometimes hear me narrating as her, sometimes just narrating as the GM in outer space, whatever. Yes.
The mega super kami of Ryuutama.
Something like that. Lazuria is a blue Ryujin. There are 4 colors, red, blue, green, and black. The blue Ryujin stories tend to center on human drama, family, heartfelt tales, that sort of thing. And since this Ryuutama game in particular is about 4 childhood friends going off on a quest to save the tree they made a promise under when they were kids, blue Ryujin is what we're doing. So, let's get these kids in the let's not phrase it that way. Let's not get these kids in the dungeon. Let's
Get the kids in the dungeon.
let's go to
You
this
had to say it
desert.
out loud, didn't you? That's the thing that says
Oh God! Someone's gonna clip that, and I'm gonna hate myself.
We're cursed now.
Let's get these kids into this wonderful, mysterious desert ruin that is not a dungeon.
Let's be honest, they're all in their 20s, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's
no,
like-
Rue's definitely like 19.
Rue's like 19, so we say kids, but that's because there are kids.
so it's just normal creepy. It's not like
We're about to have
Extremely
an
creepy.
adventure.
Yes, adventure.
Let's go adventuring.
Exactly. So we're gonna do that now. Indeed.
setting the mood today.
Oh no. What, Em?
Certainly nothing. No, I was certainly not going to make a comment involving all of our rope that we have.
Oh God! For those who are new around here, let it be known that Trill has about 50, like 100 feet of rope. I don't know. You have like
At
two
least.
coils of a whole lot of rope.
I think Griffin. Did Griffin
Oh.
give me his rope also, or does he just also have it?
I
I
think
actually
think-
don't remember.
Jesus.
I think you handed it over, so I think you might have like 150 feet of rope.
Oh my God.
I'm so ready for this dungeon.
yeah, because I think it was if you like rope that much, I have more you can have.
Oh God.
Again, just awaiting.
or just
her
to
to
establish Trill does
assemble.
not have a kink. That's not a thing we're putting in this game.
I'm just
Jesus.
awaiting the rope armor that she's gonna build.
Rope art. Yeah. Yeah.
That's season 2. That's for the bad.
Oh, thank you. Lynn also reminded us some of her rope is now enchanted and she can tell it to grab people.
Mm.
I forgot all about that.
Rope with commands.
That's definitely a thing.
Yep. Okay, so shall we
No?
let's recap. And none of it includes rope.
Doesn't it though?
No.
The rope was inside of us all along. I get it.
Mm.
I
Anyway,
hate this.
The true rope was the friends we made along the way.
something bonds of friendship, etc., etc.
You need
Anyway.
to stop, Victor. I can't breathe.
Oh no, Dylan, why?
Oh,
Okay. Well,
God.
so
I'm out of here. Okay.
That happened. All right.
his work is done.
Oh wait.
After
Yeah, well, the
days.
stream to ruin. Sorry.
Yeah, no, all good. So, let's get into the recap, shall we? After days of trekking over the deadlands of the Samari Desert, as they made their way toward the coast where Sidolia lay, the four friends found they were hardly alone in the desert. A caravan appeared to welcome them, just when the days were getting unbearable, and they were able to enjoy a much-needed break from the harsh travel amongst the nomads who, as it turned out, were well familiar with Griffin from his original journey. The caravan wayfinder's grandson Kian wasn't the only familiar face, though. Kaneko, their merchant friend, was making her way to Sidolia as well by way of the caravan. Together, everyone enjoyed an evening of food and festivities, including dancing and the company of the beautiful dancer Blue Rose, who claimed to be headed for the court of Sidolia, where she was asked to dance before the king. Come morning, however, the party found that Blue Rose had vanished, along with the caravan wayfinder's precious magical stone that would safely guide them all across the desert. Kian claimed to see her headed for nearby ruins, and so with the boy in tow, the group followed her trail to seek answers, and hopefully to retrieve the precious guide stone. So that was our last episode, and we open as all of you head down the stairs into the ruins. And the heat of the desert begins to melt away, along with the sun's light as you descend the ancient sandstone steps into darkness. The scent of dust and something older still pervades the nostrils, And apart from your own footsteps softly tapping the stone, you can hear distantly the whispering rush of constantly flowing silt and sand as you advance through the entry hallway. When the hallway ends, you find yourself standing on a terrace overlooking the hollowed-out skeleton of what was once a grand city, with many like terraces connected by narrow stone bridges strung together and suspended as if by magic. To either side, curtains of sand pour in constantly, the sound echoing in this grand expanse like a hissing waterfall. On one such terrace beyond the bridge network ahead of you, beams of sunlight pour through the broken portion of the earthen ceiling, causing something on that distant shelf to glimmer with winking prismatic light. And you realize there is a new scent drifting toward your nose. Something sweet and floral.
That doesn't fit.
Are there flowers down here?
How would that even work?
This place is really cool, you guys.
Yeah, it's so big.
And
Looks like-
old.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Do we see any tracks? Perhaps?
Why don't we go ahead and have you guys roll your condition checks now that you're out of the heat
Cool.
Oh no.
and see how you adjust to this.
Not great. Huh. Griffin got 5, so
Okay.
it's exactly the same as we left off.
Okay.
So no change.
I mean, the good part about a condition check is as long as you don't fumble, it's not so bad.
7 for Trill.
Okay. And
And
Rue?
7 for Rue as
Okay.
well.
Unchanged for Mildew, which is an 11.
Okay. So you can, if you want to keep whatever stat boost you had, you can, or you can
Yeah.
boost a different one.
Mildew's doing great.
Mildew's like, wow!
Somewhere that's like cool and dusty. Like, yeah, historical.
Awesome! And Kian, of course, is also with you as well. And seems to be just checking out the whole of the area. Oh my god, my notifications are so loud. Thank you, Grant!
Ooh.
And he is sort of trotting to the edge of the terrace and just looking over into the various sort of sea of sand below, where it's all been filtering down, and you can sort of see the hints of ruined buildings poking out. Wow! I've never been this deep before! This is crazy!
Griffin's definitely kind of joining next to him. Maybe not as enthusiastically, but kind of getting this this adventurous look in his eyes. Like, yes, this looks awesome. Adventure.
Wonder what
Careful
else
on
is
the
down here.
edge.
Huh? Whoa!
Oh, gotcha.
That's a heroic fanfare sound.
Did he find a chest?
There's a chest under the terrace.
That was amazing. No, he did not find a chest, but he did manage to successfully not fall over the edge because he's a very nimble child, and he rebalanced by way of his tail. I'm fine. Sorry.
I get it. It's super cool.
Yeah. Man, I wonder what else is down here. Come on. And I'm gonna start running.
Okay.
Trill's actually gonna start running down the stairs and just kind of like.
Okay. So, as you head down a little ways, you come to the bridge that's sort of leading directly across all of this. They're narrow in terms of the scale within this place. So 2 or 3 of you could honestly walk across it, shoulder to shoulder with no problem. It's not narrow. But they are precarious because there are no handrails, and it's all very smooth stone. So you head across the way toward the terrace opposite where the sunlight is, or do you want to explore elsewhere?
I mean, if there's anything like of note, like anything really like shiny looking nearby, I would probably go try to take a look at that. But if but if nothing like really is popping out at this time, shiny thing at the other side.
Yeah. Before you leave the terrace, you do notice light glinting off of something that looks like maybe a belt buckle. And as you approach, you actually see looks like somebody's old rucksack lying on the ground. And it looks like it's been here a while because it's pretty caked in dust and silt. And half fallen out of it is a book. And if you see this book, Mildew, you recognize it.
What the? And I will go down and pick it up. And
It's a missing book from your collection.
Ding!
Notification appears in the corner.
Yeah.
One
One
out of
563.
I think I better hold on to this.
Yeah.
What was that doing here?
I don't know, but if we hadn't gone here, I would have.
See,
I would have to
looks
back
like
for the rest
maybe
of my
one of your clients has kind of traveled here and left their bag. Doesn't seem to be a skeleton attached to the bag, is there? Not to be all grim about it.
I'm not gonna look. I'm not gonna look.
There's no skeleton attached to the bag, but you see Kian looking over the edge of the terrace again. And he doesn't say anything. He's just kind of, we should go.
Yeah, let's not address that.
And maybe
Right.
we should be careful. I don't know what's down here.
Well, we have one book. Perhaps there are more.
Oh, yeah, well, that's a good sign, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone
Except-
knows books flock together.
Yeah.
That's how you get libraries, right?
Yes.
That's what I heard.
All right.
That's my experience anyway.
So, with that, you head across the stone bridge. It's fairly easy to get across. It's a little bit vertigo-inducing if you happen to look either direction, because these do sort of soar fairly high over the other areas. But as you make your way over, and you get a lovely view of this whole area, passing through all of the sand, the next place you come to, where the sunlight was sparkling, as you crest the bend of this stone bridge, the glimmering light flashes with such force that you have to stop momentarily and cover your eyes to let them adjust. When the sting of the sunlight fades, the sight that greets you all is breathtaking and unexpected. A vast, beautiful flower garden filled with blooms of all shades. Many even Rue doesn't recognize. The sweet perfume is particularly strong here, at once heady and delightful. And on a second look, though, something is strange. And then it hits you. The flowers are throwing back the light, like glass.
Oh, wow.
What kind of flower is this?
I don't know.
Do you,
So pretty.
do you think we can pick them?
I'm gonna try. And I'm gonna walk towards the garden
Okay.
and see if there's anything within easy reach that seems pickable.
As you walk through the garden, the light is just sort of reflecting off of one another, and it's just sort of a kaleidoscope of colors that throw off of even your own dress gets caked in this color as you walk through. Most of them are still flower-like in shape, and you think probably if you were to try to pluck one, you could probably snap them off, even though they seem to be made of crystal.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out and try to pluck one.
Okay. What does this flower you pluck look like?
I think it's gonna be one of the ones she doesn't recognize, but I think it's one of those with a lot of petals, like a chrysanthemum almost.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, you. It takes a little bit of your recently found strength. Rue recently upped one of her stats, and you managed to snap it off with really no problem, and you have a crystal bloom in your hand.
Ooh.
Are the flowers themselves like crystal?
They seem to be,
Hmm.
or at least they look like flowers. But when you get close enough to touch them, you can feel that they have the consistency of crystal or glass.
Do the one Rue picked up still shine? After?
The light that seems to be giving off from the crystals, and as you're this close, you realize it is light coming from them as well as the sunlight being reflected about. The inner light of the crystal seems to fade a bit, but it's still brilliant and glittery. The smell seems to be fading, though, from that specific bloom.
Huh.
Oh wow, I bet they're gonna be really amazed when I come back with this one, huh?
For
I
sure.
wonder- I wonder what makes them glow like that.
Huh. Yeah.
Do they grow down here, or are they just like this? Botany
Well-
wasn't my greatest subject.
Plants need water to grow, right? Is there water anywhere down here?
Are these even really plants? I've never seen a plant do anything like that. They
No.
don't feel like plants.
You can see at the center of this terrace, there is what looks like it might have been a well or a fountain. It's very ornate looking in a style that none of you really recognize, even from any history books you may or may not have read. But if you approach to take a look inside, it's dry, and the most it's filled with is a little bit of silt and sand that may have drifted over time.
Nope, no water.
Huh.
Hello?
Your voice echoes back at you. Hello?
Yep. Empty.
Maybe it's magic.
I mean, that's an easy answer, yeah.
Go ahead, everybody, and make a perception check, which I think is Dex and Int.
Excellent.
9.
Okay.
Griffin got 12.
11.
11 as well.
Okay. You're all pretty close. So I think, Griffin, as you have your head halfway down this fountain / well, you see some sort of mechanical looking device that looks like it's seen better days. It's kind of busted up, half fallen inside, and looks like there's maybe a book or a journal sitting underneath it.
Ooh.
I broke my pen.
So it's it's in the well.
It's like partially in, and the well is not deep. It's like you could stick your arm down and reach it. It's more of a fountain than a well.
You're saying we can't use this opportunity for rope use?
I was gonna be like, Trill. This is your time.
This is the moment.
So could I reach?
Yeah, you could just reach in and pick it up
Yeah.
with your arms and hands.
Yeah, Griffin, without saying anything, just goes, huh, and start like goes into the well for a moment.
Yeah. So,
Griffey?
Trill, you see Griffin come up with some sort of mechanical device that doesn't look like anything you've ever seen.
And a book.
And a book It looks like it's probably somebody's journal of notes.
I've got presents for everyone.
What is that?
That's for you, Trill. And the book's for you, Mildew.
What is...
Mildew, do you look in the book?
Yeah. I have
It seemed,
first and then-
yeah, it seems to be notes and sketches and schematics that might relate to that device.
I think Trill.
Trill's like inspecting this thing, like turning it all upside down sideways.
Yeah, and I will take the book and just hold it up and with the schematics.
Trill takes it, holds it up in one hand, and like keeps like going from like one to the other, like
Yeah.
pages with like one hand.
Yeah,
like, go.
comparing to the device, it appears to be probably whatever inventor crafted this device, however long ago. It appears to be their notes and their like basically their documentation on this prototype.
A year from now, what it's supposed to. Also, what does this thing look like before?
It is a small device. It's a bit too broken to tell what it was necessarily supposed to be. You'd need some time to really dig through the schematics and get a sense of where they were headed with it. But
Can we read the notes?
Oh, that's a good question.
give me a int roll, Mildew and Trill, since you both have looked fairly closely at the book.
Fuck. I will learn my lesson eventually. I swear to God.
Are you still rolling the cursed dice?
Well, only one of them.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, that was definitely a freaking one. Okay, so that makes that a 5.
13.
Okay. Trill, it's in a language you are not familiar with. Mildew, you're well read. It's an old language, probably, as far as you know, probably a dead one, that is up for some contention as to its origin. However, fortunately for you, Trill, most of the schematics are fairly easy to suss out because it's formulas and numbers and you understand that stuff. But for the finer details in the actual written notes, you might need to leverage Mildew's assistance.
Mildew, do you have any idea what this thing's supposed to do?
No, but I think I have deciphered the language. I don't know how to speak it though, but I can read it.
Okay, well, what does it say?
It says schematic, and then there's some smudges, and I will try to see if I can find something.
Okay. Trill, what would you like this device to be?
Ooh.
What do these details say?
Oh. Is it okay if I request some time to think on that?
Yeah. I think it's fair because Mildew probably can't like sight translate
Yeah.
this language because it's not a in-use language, so he probably will need to like cross-reference some stuff in his library.
Excellent. Okay.
So that's something you guys can do as you camp later on. So
All right, nerds. We're all nerds.
Kian,
Trill
meanwhile,
raises one finger and then lowers it.
yeah. Kian, meanwhile, has been sort of skulking amongst the flowers, and you see him occasionally snapping a few and collecting them.
Kian, do you think this is worth something? Crystal flowers?
Well, yeah, it's probably symphonic crystal.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yet
But-
they did say there were crystals like that here, right?
Yeah.
But it's not singing. Wait.
Well, it's
I'm gonna
probably
try tapping the one I picked.
and the sound is more muted than those large crystals. You figure probably because it's so many smaller crystallized petals. But the effect is sort of like that of a tinkling bell, is the sound you hear.
That's nice.
Mildew will pick up one of the flowers,
Okay.
and then he will pick up one of the symphonic crystals from the backpack, and then try to make them ping and then put them together.
And that's how the campaign ends. Everything explodes.
I'm so sorry I had people talking to me.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm basically trying to see if the two different symphonic crystals can harmonize
Okay.
or resonate.
There is a bit of resonance. When they ding, the two tones sort of chime in harmony. But other than a decidedly pleasant sound that you feel almost to your bones, nothing really seems to happen. But everybody go ahead and add a +1 to your condition.
Nice.
Nice.
That's what our character said and got more conditions too. Nice. I think Griffin's gonna snap a few pretty flowers. Okay. The ones he likes the best.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, if these are symphonic crystal, I'm gonna take them.
Yeah, so you can collect a few of these crystal flowers.
It's
They're-
like one of those things where like the graphic doesn't change, but like once you hit a certain limit, it's like there are no more flowers in this field.
Yep.
as long as they don't seem like they're gonna break in bags and stuff, it's the
Yeah.
party.
Yeah, some of them you will probably have to be careful, or at least like try to wrap them and keep them from jostling each other, because they do seem fairly delicate, more so than the big chunks of symphonic crystal you got out of the other cave. But you should have sufficient material to like kind of safely package probably 2 or 3 of them each.
We also have a extra bag back there. If you wanna run back and get it.
I think I just like probably took that and it's like hooked up like to the back of my ridiculous utility belt now.
There's more rope in the bag. No. This is if we look at the party inventory, we're gonna see rope, and it's like 99 for the count.
Stocking up on escape rope before you go in.
Seems like a valid.
Everyone's got that one like beginner level item that you just carry a million around of for no freaking reason.
Yep. Duly noted. I'm gonna have to add an inventory screen.
It's just rope. That's the
It's
entire-
just rope. Rope.
Item 1, rope. Item 2, all the other stuff.
Item 2.
Priorities here,
Stuff?
it's a RPG.
Yeah. Or if you make it like a GIF so that it scrolls up with rope.
Yep. All right. Onward, friends. So, Trill, you have some weird junk that you might be able to turn into something that is not junk, and an instruction manual on how to do so that you can't quite read, but Mildew can. And you all have collected roughly a bouquet's worth of crystal flowers dispersed amongst each of you.
Nice.
I bet one can make some sort of a, musical toy about this.
We use them as chimes sometimes to keep out predators. We hang them from the tents and the wagons.
Why do they like calm predators down? Just ding, and they go and then they don't feel like attacking you anymore.
It's more like they don't really like the sound.
Oh,
That's really clever.
Yeah. It's also really good against things like mummies and skeletons and other stuff you see in the desert sometimes.
mummies. Oh yeah, mummies.
Yeah, remember?
Okay.
Yeah, I think I just pushed those memories away.
Oh, right. The time I saved you from one. He starts walking off.
It got to jump on me. I wasn't expecting it.
You saved Griffin from a mummy?
I mean, he was taking a nap or something, and one of them started to jump him. I told him not to chill out there when we were so close to the ruins, but he wouldn't listen.
Can we go back to this mummies?
Yeah, they sometimes pop up out of ruins and stuff if the
And
sarcophagi
they don't
get...
like the sound. Bing,
Uh-huh.
bing. Mildy will go and make low-key noises with the symphonic.
He's just gonna walk through the entire dungeon. Ping! Ping!
Actually,
We
not.
are, at least, hang on. We are, kind of trying to sneak up on somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, sorry.
Oh yeah, we're doing a thing here. Why are we? We got a bit sidetracked, I think.
All right.
The one who stole the tracking crystal?
Yeah.
The Pathfinder?
Yeah, but there's that dust and stuff down here, right? Like, if somebody walks through it, it should show up, right? Unless somebody's flying.
You do see some footsteps, but it's a little hard to tell for certain who they belong to, because there's enough of a breeze in here that it's very quickly casting it over because there's so much silt and dust through the air. But you do notice as you traverse around looking and kind of glance up, one of you, I leave it to you to choose who, sees a bit of sheer blue fabric dangling from one of the flowers near the terrace edge, leading out towards another hallway. And you do recognize that fabric.
Well, I don't think Rue is tall enough to see over the flowers, so...
Oh,
Don't mommy look out, so...
Mildew's like, mummies?
I'm staring at this mechanical device and think it's gotta be
Yeah.
I
alright.
think
it's Griffin.
Griffin's
Okay.
the one who's like, I recognize this color. Only one woman would wear this color.
I was looking very closely at that outfit. It's definitely hers. All right. So yeah, you...
That made it sound creepier than
So you go and snap up some of the fabric, and it is indeed a piece of one of the petal skirts that Blue Rose wore.
Yeah.
So
Looks like she went this way. Oh, do you guys feel done here?
Yeah.
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 Phil, put that away.
No.
Just-
Yeah. No, and then just like starts walking.
oh my god,
Okay.
you can't tell her what to
Keep
do.
going.
You're not the boss of her.
That's fine. It's fine.
All right.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
So, onward through the halls you go. Let's go ahead and do direction checks just to make sure you're sort of on track here.
Yes. Int.
How'd you do, Mildew?
What?
Direction check.
I thought... Okay, so it was me. Okay.
Oh, I thought
I
thought-
think
I
you...
saw Griffin rolling. Is
Oh.
that-
Yeah, it's
Usually
another one.
direction check is the mapper, but if you all want to roll
cool.
for navigating in the dungeon, we can do that, I guess.
I mean, I can roll. Just
Yeah, go for it. You're the guy.
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking since you took the point down here, so,
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
but I can.
So
What did you get, Griffin?
That's a 5.
Okay. All right. Well,
Everything looks the same down here.
yeah, I think for a while you guys end up going through a network of tunnels a little bit and find yourselves sort of lost inside these tunnels. How does
I don't know.
how does this go? I will allow you all to talk it out, and I will be briefly right back while you sort out yourselves.
I'm pretty sure you're supposed to take left at every possible turn.
Well, if you do
And-
that, you might also, end up walking around in circles.
Yes, maybe, I guess. But if we take left every time and then come back, then we can not take left next time. Yeah, it
You're
doesn't make
making
any
my
sense.
head hurt.
Yeah.
I don't think that's.
Where
how it
are we?
works. Were you following some sort of track or something? Why are we?
No, I saw this blue piece of fabric at the edge over there, and well, not over there. We're in a different place.
No, I think we are back where we started.
Yeah.
Now. I think we
Oh,
should
heck.
full circle.
Should we try again? See if we see any more blue pieces of fabrics.
Maybe?
Maybe, yeah. Okay.
I think how we end this up is we end up going down the same path again, and then just as Griffin's like, "Aha! I know, left." There's like a really clear path forward into like a whole new like shining beacon of like the go here next time.
So we're gonna grab him and steer him to not
No.
go.
If there's a clear way that you're supposed to go the other way, because that's how you find stuff.
Mildio will take up a piece of paper from one of his notebooks and draw some sort of a square pattern so that then mark out where the doors are. So it's basically
You're making a dungeon map.
yes.
Oh, that's all well and good and stuff, but and Trill's just like pointing at this like clearly like go here next area.
No. Let's do this first.
Yeah, and then
Try
Okay.
Mildu's idea first.
All right. So, you eventually make your way through the tunnel. After a few detours, it sounds like.
Oh, look, it was the way Trill said.
also it was.
Trill, by the way, has never looked up she like looked up once this entire time and has otherwise just been completely studying this thing.
Nice. So this chamber, though smaller than the grand cityscape that you were in before with all the bridges, is still grand and arched, with rows of sandstone benches lining the majority. At the head of the chamber is a statue much like ones that you saw back in the hall, standing at attention with a severe-looking dragon's head raised proudly. The armor it wears is festooned with jewels, but one in particular stands out. A marquee-shaped orange stone that seems to give off its own gentle light.
Amy.
Kian,
Huh?
that guide stone, was that orange?
That looks a lot like the guide stone. And he trots up to the statue and pretty much with no problem sort of shimmies up to the top of this thing. And it's a good like 10 to 12 feet tall. It's huge.
Climber. Don't touch anything just
What?
yet.
Yeah,
Don't touch anything just yet.
All right. Well, I was just trying to get a closer look.
Yeah, good.
Don't know if that's the guide stone or if it's just something that looks like it. Like
He-
maybe
Really
it's the
convenient.
He starts
material.
to grab for it and gives it a tug, but it doesn't actually pull
I said
loose.
something. Okay.
Oh, Griffin. It's stuck pretty good. I don't think it's ours. But
Okay.
it's probably made of the same material.
It
We should
doesn't
probably
look
take
like-
this, just in case.
What?
We should probably take this one, just in case we can't find her. We could always make a new one.
Yeah.
Sure, you can be able to manage that yourself, or do you want some help?
He starts trying to pull it and, struggles a while. Let's see how he does. Do. I am definitely not prepared with his sheet. Hold on, please, friends. I think he had All right, with a 9. It takes him
not
a little. It takes him a little while, and you see him just like, and then he gets out one of his daggers and starts sort of chipping at the joint, and it pops out, clink, 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 and lands at your feet, Trill. Should have done that first.
Nice one.
He hops down, and goes to collect the stone from you. And this, considering this stone was like sort of a centerpiece of the armor, it is real big. It's probably it's like a football in size.
It's definitely not your waist down.
Yeah. Huh.
You sure you want to carry this?
Yeah, I got room. It's fine.
All right.
Where?
Well, we should still probably try to find yours though.
Yeah, and like, I don't know why she took it, but this is kind of a bad place to be in. So I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm okay with just leaving her here either.
It's really weird, and then you hear a bit of a rumbling.
Anyone else hear a noise?
Yeah, that was a rumble.
And you
Oh,
hear
that's a good something.
stone start to creak and crack. And
Good
if any of you are looking at the statue, you see the head move and look at each of you.
Definitely not a good something.
And
Yeah.
the eyes glow. Oh, I guess it didn't like when I took the stone.
Oops.
Oh,
And this
we should
golem
run.
raises its staff and starts to step down off the pillar.
Okay, definitely running. Running now.
No, let's wait to see what it has to say. No, we should run.
I'm gonna grab Kian's hand and
yeah.
run.
So, yeah, Kian is right there with you. This thing, as you first start to run, it goes toward the exit you originally came in from and just swings out with this massive weapon, caving the entire thing in just a tumble of stone.
I guess we're fighting.
Later.
However, it's not the only exit. You see another directly across the way. But I will need you to make a hard exercise check to try to outrun this thing, because it's a heck of a lot bigger than you.
How do?
That is Dex and Strength.
Makes
Could
sense.
Griffin try to grab its attention from everyone else? But like seeing it going for us, kind of try to like
Distract it?
grab its yeah.
Yeah, if you want to. Make a strength spirit and then tell me how you try to distract it.
I think he first kind of throws some rocks at it, and then kind of if you can like get somewhat close, kind of take a few stabs at it just to see if that grabs any attention.
Okay.
And obviously shouting and making himself
Sure.
loud.
Making a ruckus.
Yeah. That's 9.
Okay. So yeah, you swing at this thing and you do grab its attention while the others are starting to run. However, your blade does no damage. You hear it ting,
that
ting.
doesn't. Scrape the tip.
Yeah, you may want to check your spear after you get out of here. Make sure it's
Got a few
okay.
tips in it now. Could I do the exercise thing too?
Yeah.
What was that?
That is Dex and Strength.
Dex and strength.
Yeah. And then once everybody's rolled, if you could tell me the numbers you got in succession.
Does Griffin's distraction do anything functionally, or
Go ahead and add a +1 because it bought you guys like a moment before he also started to run.
11 then?
Okay.
9.
Okay.
A high 8.
A high 8.
Griffin got a 12.
And because I rolled the dice, which I shouldn't do ever,
Oh no.
Kian got a 5 with the +1. So
The child.
he is a kid. It's fine. I think Rue, you managed to run, and he sort of stumbles, and the stone drops. So he runs back to grab it and collect it, and that sets him behind the rest of you a little bit. And you see the weapon of this creature just barely swipe, almost catching his tail, mere inches away.
Hey, you big stone butt, over here.
It takes another swing in your general direction. And you all...
Griffin...
Go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say, as Griffin is distracting it, can I dive in and just scoop up Kian?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's super tiny.
Sorry.
Go for it. So you run off Kian in your arms, and Kian is hugging the stone.
I'm following Trill.
Yeah. And you start darting out, and as you go through these doors, you find yourselves out on another terrace. The golem starts to come after you, but the door is actually much too small for it to fit through. The most it can do is try to poke its spear out, but it is starting to try and carve out an opening that it can come through.
Yeah, we should keep going.
We have like a shot where like it like it rams its spear through, and like everyone manages to like jump in sync and like in sync.
Yep.
Yeah. Like at one moment it sticks a spear through, and it just like gets like this on everyone. And they just go.
Yep. And behind you on this terrace, there is another one of those broad or those soaring stone bridges. So you could probably you definitely know if you cross over there, this creature is not going to be able to follow you. It's far too narrow for that thing to make it across. But you have minutes as it's rapidly starting to carve out the stone and get an opening big enough that it can come through.
Guys, bridge now!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Go,
think
go.
we keep running.
Okay.
For sure.
So you make your way to the bridge. I'm not going to make you do another exercise check because you're all good and you have your running situation handled.
We have bridges figured out.
You do. At least you think you do. So as you
We can swing on these ones.
yeah, no, these are not swingable bridges. A little too rocky. But as you step onto the stone bridge, the golem shatters the wall of the temple with a thunderous noise, and stone debris starts to sail over the edge of the terrace, you all sort of narrowly evading it. And it steps towards you, fully intent. It does not seem to care that you are on this narrow bridge. It starts to follow where you all are. But the moment it lands its foot upon the bridge, it slides and careens over the edge into the vast sands that are below you, probably lost for good. It just sort of, you see the sand billow up into sort of obscuring it as it falls. And fortunately, it seems the golem is no longer a problem. And there's a lot of sand very far below you.
Well,
Is everyone okay?
Yeah. Everybody got their limbs?
think so.
Yeah.
Sorry, and I'm gonna drop Kian.
Ah.
Right there.
Uh-huh. I think so. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Next time we see a big statue with a giant glowing stone in it, let's maybe leave it alone.
Yeah, good idea.
That was awesome, though.
Huh. Well, I guess we're even now, Griffey.
Offers him a fist bump.
Do they have like a really complicated like bro fist bump from when they were kids?
Probably.
Of course they do. I mean, it's overly complicated to that. It's not like super like dexterity based kind of things. It's just a lot of things because they were very bored sometimes.
Yeah, they have a whole routine that they had to memorize. It's just like all this nonsense.
After a while, it just seems like they're doing like
Patty cake.
There's like various like there's like a really stupid like actual verbal gag involved, like a terrible
Yeah.
pun.
Oh god. These two
100%.
disasters. And so you're standing there on the bridge. You've made it probably about halfway across. And there is sand way, way, way far below you. But there is the terrace beyond that seems unobscured, near as you can tell from this positioning. But as you continue to advance, and this arch starts to curve downward, you start to realize that your feet are sliding on the surface of this bridge. It's not quite as stony. And when you look a little closer, this area looks to have been blasted with so much heat that it became a little more like glass than stone. And it's very slippery glass. And you're sliding down the curve of this bridge more rapidly by the second. So please make a dex check to see if you can keep your balance.
Griffin's gonna lean into it. It's gonna, like...
Can I question whether you want to incorporate this as part of the check or something before or after, that's fine. This seems like a good opportunity to use my magical lasso that I have to catch up to something at further up on the bridge if I can. Is that
Okay.
anything I can do also? There's like
You
a statue or something visible that I can wrap that around.
you can make a dex int check to see if you see anything that you can grab onto.
Cool.
That's within reach of your rope.
9.
Okay. As you're go ahead and do your balancing check as well.
Griffin got a 7 on sliding.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
Lillard got a 1 and a 6.
I got 7 on my check.
Okay.
I also got a 7, which
Oh
was
my gosh.
All right, friends.
I rolled 4.
Dual crit.
Oof. All right. So I regret to inform you that the balance, the check target number is 12.
Whoa!
This is tough.
Holy shit! I cannot believe we made that.
Yeah, this is a hard one. So you are all going down a merry slide.
God, I got a 13.
Yeah.
You're maintaining your balance, but you can't stop yourself from sliding.
Okay.
They are gonna fall off the bridge. You won't yet.
Off the side or
Yep.
down in whatever arc we're okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you're all kind of like sliding like you're in a bowling lane or a slide with no curvature to keep you in it, and so you just sort of scatter.
So I didn't see anything with that 9.
You see the other side of the bridge. However, it looks like it was broken in half, and there doesn't look to be anything you can snag onto. You can try and see if you can get in reach of the rope, but you'd have to time it pretty well, and it might be difficult.
This is probably a ridiculous idea, but since if I do nothing, I will go sliding off the edge. Can I take out my sickle and try to sort of jam it into the ground and slow myself down a little, at least?
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of scrape along.
Make a do a strength to see if you can like power into it enough.
Could I use my spear and put it in and try to course correct as I'm sliding the wrong way?
Sure.
And like,
That's
Whatever the word
7.
Okay. You slow your descent a little bit, but ultimately, what ends up happening is you're going to careen off the edge of this bridge into the sand. Bit of a free fall, but not a deadly one.
I'm thinking the only thing Mildew can do is put on the hat and just pull it down over his eyes. So. Hope for the best.
Yeah. What this will mean is how far apart you end up falling, essentially. So.
Okay, I am gonna try to lasso that other side of the bridge so I can at least be like suspended and be able to look down at people.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and do a dex to see if you can snag it.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna take my magical rope and tell it to grasp the other end of that bridge. Dex, you said?
Mm-hmm.
9.
Okay. You manage to hook it. Hooks onto a little chunk of the bridge that's sort of jagged and broken, but as you sort of reach the end and you feel it pull taut, you feel it come loose again as it slides off this glassy spike. So you do fall, but you don't fall from quite as high, and you feel your body thump against the sand.
Last question. Since I'm going to use my being able to keep my balance for something useful, if I see one of the others careening off the bridge, I'm just gonna dive off after them.
Okay. Yeah, we'll backtrack and say that happened.
Okay.
But ultimately, you all sort of find yourselves sprawled on the sand, a little sore, but not hurt.
I hate sand.
Ouch.
It's dry and it's coarse and gets everywhere.
Well, so much for the bridge.
Yeah.
Hope we can.
Also, wait, can we all see each other?
You're probably like a few feet away from each other.
Okay. Sorry, when you said how far apart you were going to be, I thought you meant like this was like a separating the party kind of thing.
No. You're just like, you're gonna have to walk about 6 feet to go find your next person. You do see a pile of fur that looks like it's probably the back end of Kian stuck in the sand. Ow!
I'm gonna pull him up. Like
That hurt. Is everybody okay?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Got sand all up in my skirt.
Do I have mud on my head?
No?
Or is the sand getting caked?
Oh.
Melting the ice and the snow. Okay.
Kian sort of like flaps his cloak out like bat wings and just gives it a good shake, and sand goes everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, that was a drop. It was kind of fun, though.
It was fun. Fun until it hurt.
No.
At least we didn't break the bridge this time.
No, it looks like it was already broken.
Yeah, someone beat us.
Wait, this time? Do you guys like break bridges a lot?
No, only once.
Only when we need to.
Oh.
We really need to, though.
Well, we kind of
Totally did.
Well,
Yeah. We got over, didn't we?
Rue, do me a favor and roll a Dex Int to see if you notice something. You could also choose to do a sense check if you would prefer.
What's that?
I think that is Int and Spirit.
I'm gonna do that then. I have a bigger spirit die. It's a 6 though, so.
Okay. You sort of think you hear something muffled under the sand, but it reminds you of the symphonic stones of and the flower sounds a little bit, a strange chime. But you can't seem to figure out where it's coming from. It's somewhere near you, though.
Yeah, her ears are gonna flick a little.
And you all see Rue's
Nice.
ears kind of doom doom.
What are you hearing?
I don't know. It sounds a little bit like the crystals when you tap them,
Oh.
but I don't know where.
Well, it's not like we got anything else to go on.
Yeah. Is there anywhere we can? Is there any way we can see where there's like a way to get into another building or?
Mm-hmm. The fallen chunk of the bridge from the middle looks like it actually sailed off to one side, and it's sort of fallen against one of those taller terraces. So it's kind of forming like a makeshift ramp. some distance off, so you could head up that way to get back up to the upper levels. But notably, the sand is very difficult to walk in. It's like sort of sucking your feet in a little bit the more you stay in one spot.
Yeah, let's move, maybe.
Yeah.
Before the sand swallows us.
Someplace under all of this, there might be the golem.
Let's move.
Let's move.
Yeah.
It hurt my spear. Look.
Yeah, there's a notch or two out of your spear where you collided with the thing, but it's still perfectly usable.
Did it take a bite?
Well,
What?
No, we tried to hit a thing made of stone with.
Oh yeah. Sorry. So you hurt your spear.
Well, yeah. If you want to be specific about it. Come on, let's go.
All right. So are you advancing toward the ramp to get back up?
That
Yeah.
does seem to be the case.
Yeah, you don't see a sign of the golem anywhere. It seems like it probably got swallowed up by the sand when it fell.
I think Rue is gonna like stomp her feet a little extra as we move towards the ramp and see if she can hear the crystal noise again.
Okay. As you start to make your way closer to the ramp, that sound sort of reaches your ears or your senses. You feel it more than you really hear it. And when you're probably a few feet off from this ramp, you do notice something slightly poking out of the sand. Looks like sort of a skeletal hand, and you see something mere inches from that glimmers and catches the sunlight a bit more than the sand itself would. And as you near that, you definitely hear that sound. And the rest of you also hear kind of a faint chime every so often.
Is this what you're
It's over
hearing?
there. And I'm gonna jog over to the
Okay.
hand.
Don't touch anything golemy.
The thing you see sticking out looks to be the handle of something small, almost like it could be the handle of a trowel or some other hand tool. And there's a very peaceful looking dragon head carved in the top of this handle. The rest is kind of buried under the sand. But you could really just like reach and grab it and pull it out if you wanted.
Yeah, I think I will.
And as you do, a very beautiful chime sounds echoing in this area, and the bit of bone that you see sticking up out of the sand dissolves into dust.
Sorry.
Ooh. What you got there?
I don't know. What is it?
It's sort of, you see this, it's got a handle, and then there's sort of a series of ancient bells. It looks like some sort of, like a ritual device that might have been used in some old rites. And when you shake it, the bells just kind of chime sweetly, musically. And it appears to be made out of a white symphonic crystal.
Well, I don't know for sure, but it looks important. So maybe we should take it with us.
Yeah, keep that. You never know, right?
So, Rue, you can put the sacred chime in your inventory.
Okay. Fancy.
And you trudge on through the sand. So, as you traverse the expanse, it is very much like trudging through a swamp, and every step continues to get heavier and heavier as the sand sort of pours in and grips at your feet and tries to draw you down. The sweet scent of the crystal garden is removed from this place. The flowers that you've gathered have lost their scent. And it's overtaken instead by a scent you can't place immediately. It's sort of sickly and tart, a little bit foul. Because really none of you, I think, have encountered death.
I've fought a few mummies, apparently.
You
But
might
not of this level, I guess.
you might recognize it then.
Oh,
And as the realization dawns, the sands hiss to life around you. And just as you're within a few feet of the ramp, something buried within these sands starts to rise. One by one, draconic skeletons the size of jackals rattle to life out of the sand. And they part their jaws viciously, eye sockets aglow with a fearsome red light as they encircle you and start to close in. And we're gonna go to break and then come back and roll some initiative. So
skeletal dragon dogs.
We'll see you all soon. In a bit.
We're gonna die.
And we are back after some scary stuff is about to take place. So,
Dragons.
we left our friends in a sand pit, and some scary dragon, skeleton, jackal creatures just rattled to life out of the sand to meet them. So, let's get the roll 20 up and running. And have you guys roll initiative.
Initiative is Dex.
I'm not using your dice anymore, but it doesn't help. So that's a 4.
Oh.
Oh man.
There's nothing quite like seeing the 1 on your big die.
Yeah, that hurts. Like
Yeah.
betrayal.
Look, if you want to start using roll 20 for your rolls for this,
No,
We're
Then you
supposed
have
to be the chosen one.
no. With roll 20, then I just get to be mad at the internet. Like,
Oh.
I'd rather be mad at my dice.
I mean, that's just
And
usually.
also,
I can get mad at the internet any day. Like,
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
really anything.
And it,
That's
and
fair.
it feels more like productive to, I don't know, throw your dice when you're angry than
Yeah.
just throw the entire internet.
that's fair.
and if you-
That's
and-
fair.
And if you're using roll 20, then you have to look at the Ryuutama roll 20 sheet. So.
Mm,
No,
True.
Oh god. Yeah.
Ugh.
No, thank you.
unless you
Alright.
just write. The
Well,
rolls.
Don't feel too bad, because I definitely just rolled for Kian, and I too got a 4 because I suck.
I got a 5.
Griffin got a 7.
I got a 9.
What the hell, Rue? Why are you so ready to rumble?
Fuck him up, bro. Fuck him up.
It's the new strength.
She's like, yes! But initiative isn't strength based.
No, it's I don't know.
I am inspired by pretty flowers.
I guess. She's all rejuvenated by that stuff. Okay. So Rue, you're up first. What you gonna do?
Are we?
Oh, good
not
question. I
establishing-
can't see the
Oh.
map.
Hold on.
Yeah, no.
I always forget to jump you guys over there. There you go.
Look at those
I am
birds.
And objects. We have quicksand and bones. Let's do 3 more, because this is not a boss fight.
Sand drifts, like, built up.
Okay. Cool.
Bridge debris.
Okay.
Perhaps there's a sink, a sand
Oh, like
hole.
Okay.
You had an idea, Em.
Yeah.
we've got a whole lot of sand in here, so I was thinking, like, what if there's some of that same, like, weird Magitech debris around here?
Okay.
Like, maybe, like,
We'll say mecha debris.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think whoever
Weird-
ends up being, I can decide what it looks like.
Yeah. Weird mechanical bullshit. That sounds good. Okay. Rue, you are up.
Okay. I'm going to go, oh dear. And I'm going to touch Griffin, who's standing next to me, it looks like.
Mhm.
And
Oh.
I'm going to cast.
And if you want to rearrange yourselves beforehand, let me know. I just put a seemingly logical structure
Yeah.
together.
It seems right. Seems
Okay.
right.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast Enhanced Red Hand on you.
Okay.
So there's just this pulse of magical energy that goes into you. I grab you by the elbow and I say, Spirits of the land, strengthen your arm. And cast Enhanced Red Hand.
All right. You feel powered up, Griffin.
Yeah.
We see the red glow.
Yeah.
All right.
I imagine in the game now his hands have red streaks behind them.
Yeah, definitely.
When he does his
The
attacks.
particle effects in this game are off the chart.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn right.
Unreal 4. Unreal 4.
Jeez, that's overkill.
No.
Come on, this is like a Tails game, you guys.
Still. Testing.
Off the charts for their time.
Yes, off the charts for their time. Griffin, it is now your turn.
Okay, let's see. There's...
You're in slapping range of at least 3 of them.
Yeah. I was thinking if I was gonna go slap something around Kian, if I can move and attack. I don't remember if we changed that completely or...
You can go
specific.
forward without penalty, but you cannot go back to your area, so...
Right, yeah, so that's a bit harder. Okay.
It's up to you, though.
So I'll just slap one of those in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just do a simple slap.
All right.
So I got a extra +1 from enhanced red hand, yeah?
Yep.
Sweet. So that's 8.
Okay, that hits.
Sweet, and the damage. Full damage, 9.
Oh, shit. Okay. So...
I think he does one of those like Tales of Symphonia attacks where it's like he does the oh my god, I forget Sonic.
Sure, you
Sonic
just...
Thrust.
Yeah, Sonic Thrust, and they
Yeah. So you just... Yeah, you stab through this thing and it just crumbles into a pile of bones lying there on the sand and seems to be dealt with.
yeah.
How do I add things? There we go.
Don't worry, guys, they're super weak.
Mildew, it's your turn.
Does it look like I can cast Snowball Storm without hitting Kian or Rue?
Rue is... She looks like she's on the middle, but for all intents and purposes, she's with these
Okay.
two. So you might hit Kian, but he's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I will do
Hey.
Snowball Storm.
He's an NPC. He's expendable.
Yeah, it's my friend.
That was
He's a child.
a roll of 11. So
Okay, so your magic works.
yes. Big and small, I'll hit you all blow by blow and cold as snow. Snowball Storm!
Okay.
And that's a 4 damage.
Okay. So yeah, you pelt each of them for 4 damage with your with the snowballs just...
Yeah.
And
allies take half of that.
yeah, so Kian's fine. He's got HP to burn. He gets kind of plomped in the side of the head with one and is like, ah, what? It's cold!
Yeah, sorry.
What is this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What? What are snow? Don't laugh. That's literally me.
Never seen snow before, kid? Let it hit you in the face.
Yeah, that's what snow does.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So it is the Skelly's turn, and they're going to attempt to hit each of you, and we'll see how well that actually works because I'm me.
Bring it on.
You'll be fine, I'm sure. 5. Okay. Well, they don't hit most of you, but Trill and Kian are subject to attack. Trill, if you don't have any armor, you take 2 damage,
Hey.
as does Kian. As they sort of have, their bodies are more sort of dog-like, but they have these, like, skeleton appendages that look like wings, and so they're rearing up and sort of striking you, and snapping with their bone jaws. Stings, but that's about the size of it. Alright, so, oof. And they bark, apparently.
Yeah. I can hear them.
They're barking!
Man,
So...
your production value is amazing.
So many sound effects in this place. All right. Trill, it is your turn, as you've got one of these that just went at you.
Okay. In that case, I think this I think I'll use that mech debris. And which I think is like maybe some sort of like maybe it used to be part of one of these golems type thing. Maybe it's like half of like like the headpiece of like the helmet of one of them. So I kind of like I take out my staff and I spin it around and I look at this thing and I'm like, oh, well, that'll do. And I'm gonna heft it up on the top of my staff and use that as extra weight to bonk this thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And that is an 8 to hit.
All right, that totally hits.
Cool. And 5 damage.
All right. So you carve through this one. I need to get my sheet back up. It's not. Huh?
No.
Oh. It's not down, but you definitely you pretty much knock it fully to its side, and one of the little winged appendages kind of snaps off and falls into the sand. So it's looking pretty hurt as far as you can tell. And it is Kian's turn, and he is gonna attack the one that is on his... that is attacking the heck out of him. He got a 15, because somehow...
All right.
Keep those dice.
I know, I'm like, which ones were those? And he does a max damage. He does 6 damage.
Damn.
So he takes out this one in front of him. You sort of see him jump up and do some crazy acrobatics with his 2 daggers and just punching through it.
Nice.
And dicing it into bone chunks, basically. So that one's
Can we keep
out.
him? Can we...
No.
Dang.
You can come back and visit him, though.
Aw.
All right. That brings us back up to the top with Rue.
Well,
As they continue to
Mildew.
bark.
Mildew is a responsible person. He will be keeping an eye on Kian behind my back.
Kian has 2 HP right now. I forgot he did bad on his travel check.
He had HP to burn.
I thought he did, but I realized he had a bad travel check last episode, so he was at half.
Oh boy.
It's fine.
Well,
Oh boy.
I'm gonna turn around. And I'm going to see this poor child we dragged into this ruin looking very hurt.
Hey, he dragged us.
6 of
We
one,
are
half
the
dozen of the
adults
other.
in this situation. So I'm gonna attempt to step towards him and heal him.
Okay. Yeah, you shift over to the other area.
Yeah, and that's int and spirit for magic thingies. And that definitely doesn't fumble. And that is 6 points of healing.
All right, he's topped up, and then some. Technically,
Nice.
that was actually a perfect heal. He's back up to full at 8.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he gets healed and is like, "Thank you.
Be careful, okay?
I'm fine." Now he is.
Yeah.
All right.
Doing great, kiddo.
So, Griffin, what you gonna do?
Ooh.
You are sort of in the same general vicinity as Trill, and there's still a couple of them. She's got one pretty well in hand, but there's another one that seems to be looming in her direction.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a running start up, jump up some of the bridge debris and do like a downward spear stab
Okay.
at.
Yeah, so
at
there's
the
like
one,
a
that she's not attacking.
yeah, so there's like a hunk, sort of a semi-triangular hunk of bridge that you just charge up and jump in. Like, are you gonna basically dragoon this?
Yes.
Okay.
Heck yeah. So that's plus.
Yep. You take a +1 to your accuracy since you're using an item.
Yeah. Yes. So that's 9.
All right, that definitely hits.
And the damage. 6 damage.
Okay. So, you punch through this one, and I can control roll 20 real well. There we go. So yeah, you just, and this one also is a pile of bones.
Well, did you guys see that? Guys?
No.
What?
Oh, man.
All right.
Always do cool stuff when nobody's looking.
Yeah, Trill, I think you're busy, like, beating back this other one while Griffin was doing that, so you definitely didn't see him do that.
I throw him like a really distracted thumbs up.
Yeah. You're like,
That's great, that's great.
Yeah, and we had the rest of us had actually our backs turned to him. So I mean,
Trail, you're not watching. I'm watching.
Yeah, you're doing good. Great.
You're doing great. Awesome.
Great.
All right. Mildew, it is your turn.
I want to pick up a skeleton hand and just slap one of them.
Okay.
Stop hearing it or something.
And I think does that use the stats for staff rather than dagger?
Sure.
Because
Yeah,
I
you
think
grab
the
you
dagger
grab a
would-
skeleton arm and you go thunk.
Yeah. So that's a 7,
Okay, that hits.
and it's a 4 damage.
Okay. Since you already like nailed these guys with snurballs, they don't have a lot left. So if there's like this rattle of bone against bone, and it just sort of tumbles into a pile.
And I'm also assuming that since I do that, the vibration probably makes my hand, it snaps a bit in my hand. So,
Yeah.
ow, ow.
Yeah. So you drop the hand back into the sand, and it's gone. And it is the Skelly's turn. The one that is facing you, Trill, is going to try to attack you. We'll see if that actually works. That's a nope. It sort of kind of comes in, and you block it with your pole arm, and it basically takes it, like, it's gnawing on your staff, essentially.
Okay.
And the other one near you, Mildew, is gonna also try to attack. Okay, nope. I roll good. I roll so good. It kind of lurches in to get at you, but you manage to sort of jump out of the way. I think while you're like going, ow, 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 you're jumping back unconsciously and you miss it without even realizing. So, Trill, it is your turn, and you have this monster chewing on your stick.
Okay, so I have this skeleton, and it's kind of like it can't get at me, but it's pushing me back. And I think I back up to one of these sand drifts, and then just kind of like flip it back over behind me, so it flips over and lands on the other side of this sand drift. And then I think maybe so this sand drift is kind of tall enough that I think I can kind of like do almost like under it. So the creature starts to like head back over the top, and I'm just like right under and kind of just jab myself up, trying to just like knock its head off, basically.
Yeah.
Sneak attack.
So roll your accuracy +1.
Okay. 7.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. Ooh, that is another 5.
Okay, that does the trick. You just
Like its head just pops off.
yeah, you jab up into this thing, and it just bursts apart into a pile of bones. Oh, and I think oh no, this one is still alive. Kian's gonna run over and help you, Mildew. That definitely hits, because apparently he's really awesome with daggers. And boop. Not a lot of damage, but it does enough to take care of this guy, because it was almost dead anyway. He just kind of gives it like one good sharp poke with his main hand, and it just busts into bones. Gosh, that was good timing on the music. I just wasn't fast enough. Damn! Yeah. So you are all surrounded by these fallen skeletons. And you seem to be okay after a bit of a unexpected fight.
Everyone doing good?
I think so.
Yeah.
And as you're all assessing yourselves and you say that, you hear the bones start to rattle as they get back up on their feet. All 6 of them.
Oh yeah.
Should go.
Yeah, let's take this moment.
Yeah. Screw these guys.
I mean, I could fight them all day, but you know.
Just go, Griffin.
Okay.
So do you start to run up the ramp? You make your way up that way? All right.
Yes.
So you start to head up the ramp, and they are giving chase behind you pretty rapidly. Go ahead and give me a hard exercise check. Let's see how you fare.
Oh my god.
What was the hard exercise? It was.
Dex
It's Dex
and
and
strength. Dex and strength.
Excellent strength.
Dex and strength.
4.
That's a
Oh my
crit.
god! Come on.
8.
Okay.
7 for Griffin.
Okay. All right. So you are all running the heck away, and I need to roll for Kian. 6. Okay. That's fine.
Maybe no. I can't.
I think so you're all heading up in succession, and these things are hot on your heels chasing after you. Trill, you end up kind of bringing up the rear because Kian is only slightly ahead of you and ends up stumbling a bit, and one of these things sort of snaps. You can feel it snapping at your heels. Rue, I will remind you, you recently got an item.
Oh. Right. I think I'm running with it in my hand. I don't think I had time to put it in my bag.
Okay. So, you make it up, and I will say, when you first saw it, it did destroy Bone. You watched it do that.
Oh.
I leave it to
Right.
you if you make that connection in character.
No, I think it would make sense because, like, the bone hand had been there for so long, it would have calcified. It wouldn't have just turned into dust. It might have fallen apart if I touched it. And I think since I'm running with it in my hand, maybe I shake it as I go, almost unintentionally.
Yeah. So it's making this chime sound.
Oh, yeah.
And when Trill sort of is caught up with one of them, it is about to like sink its teeth into you, and that chime sounds, and as its teeth come down, it just sort of dissolves into dust and picks up on the way. And then one by one, with each chime, the others sort of dissolve. And you're safe on the edge of the ramp, or on the terrace for those of you that made it up.
Oh, I forgot about that thing. We could have dinged our flowers. Whew.
What was that?
Wow, this thing was important after all. Good thing I grabbed it.
That thing did it?
I think so.
What
And I'm
the-
sort of rattling it again.
Yeah. The chime is very pretty.
Oh, that looks like a Ryujin head on it.
Oh. Well, in that case, it must be.
Are Ryujin like common knowledge as like a thing?
Yeah. It's like old religion stuff.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that everybody is aware of, but there's not really
Yeah.
like a formalized practice around it anymore.
Must be really old.
Well, if it's been down here forever. And
Well,
That room where we found the golem sort of looked like a temple.
Yeah.
Be careful with that, Rue, alright? That was some real magic, and I don't know what else that thing can do.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in my bag and make sure I don't lose it.
Emergencies only.
Button the flap down properly on top of it.
So, you all head onward. You do actually see some footsteps here that look like they landed from one edge of the terrace from somewhere, possibly one of these other bridges. And they go under the arches of this latest terrace where you're at. So, as you follow...
Getting close.
So as you follow these footsteps, and you walk under the arches of this latest terrace, you go up stairs that lead up for a while, and the distant hiss of the falling sands can be heard echoing again from the main chamber. And when at last you crest the stairs, you're faced with only one of the large stone bridges ahead of you. And at the center, you see Blue Rose, suspended gracefully on a rope from the ceiling, working a jewel out of the ancient ornament that's embedded there, bathed in sunlight from one of those wide gaps where the earth above has cracked and fallen into the sands below. She notices all of you and hops down, blue cloak swirling and swinging, and there's a toss of her pale blue hair as she laughs. The dancer's garb is gone, and instead there's a minimum of black leather hugging her curves, and apparently those bone dogs are barking like crazy somewhere else.
Like, oh, the chime noise. No!
And she sort of steps forward a few paces. Should have known you'd tail me. You don't look the adventuresome types, but I hear you gave Jadar a little chase, too. Should have stayed with the caravan kids. They'll find their way out of the desert eventually. And as she talks, the orange shard of the Wayfinder Guidestone is dancing playfully across her gloved fingers before it disappears again. And you hear Kian just utter a frustrated sort of yelp.
So he did take it.
I just needed to delay them a little bit. But now I'm gonna have to go and delay you for good. It's nothing personal, kids.
I don't know what's going on here, but if you're with Jadar, then we're gonna have to stop you, so...
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
It's personal.
I wouldn't
We're
say
gonna
I'm
need that,
with him,
that
but
stone back.
more like work associates, that sort of thing. And she brings up both hands, and you see a series of knives appearing in each. And we're gonna do some initiative again for a new fat.
Okay, that was cool.
Yeah, that's super cool, and you're still really pretty.
Jeez.
Scared but aroused.
She's also dressed like 80,000 times sexier than she was in the camp, so you know.
Oh yeah,
As you do when you're spelunking.
that's the spelunking garb.
I too spelunk in a deep V body hugging cat suit.
I only go in a leather speedo. That's what I do.
I mean, who
God.
doesn't go adventuring in a bathing suit, you know?
Obviously.
Yeah.
It's the most comfortable option,
Yeah, definitely.
especially
Especially
in
when it's made out of leather.
yeah, especially in the desert.
It's okay,
Totally.
guys, we brought rope.
She might be into that, I don't know.
Fantastic.
She has rope too.
Damn right.
We're gonna steal her rope.
Yeah.
Oh no! You go to loot after this fight and it's just rope.
That's the only thing we care about is getting her.
Ooh.
Like, crystals? Who cares? She's got rope.
Alright. Let's
Griffin.
go ahead and do initiatives and then pick some items.
Yeah, Griffin got a 9.
Okay.
12.
Good job, Trill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the highest I've ever rolled on
Yeah,
illusion.
she's on it, this one.
Rue got a 10.
You guys are doing good today.
7, so I'm ruining it good.
7? Decent.
7's
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah, but the dice that rolled the lowest was the D10.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's always annoying.
same here.
Let's see. 8 and 6. Kian got a 7. All right. And resell. Trill gets to go first.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna be smart this time and actually do a magic.
We're gonna do item
Oh right,
first.
objects.
Yeah.
Yes.
Objects.
So, you're basically on one of these big stone bridge things. She had some rope that was dangling from the ceiling that may or may not
Yeah.
still be there. So, I will call that one. Anna, item.
Well, this is a very dusty place, so I imagine there's like dust on the floor that we could possibly whirl
Yeah.
up if we needed to.
Yeah. Okay. M.
More ancient magic mech stuff.
Okay. I'm just gonna say magic
There-
tech.
It's always nearby.
It's always there. Victor.
Definitely like maybe I don't know exactly how you imagine the stone arch.
You're kind of on this arch and it gets a little bit bigger around.
Maybe there's like pillars. Maybe a broken one that seems unstable.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Okay. I love it when my family comes in and wants me to give them the Wi-Fi password when I'm clearly in the middle of something.
Perfect timing.
So an unstable something is what I got out of that. I'm so sorry.
Like
And
a pillar or a balustrade or something.
sounds good. Okay. Nicholas.
I'm thinking perhaps a bed of one of those crystal roses.
Okay. Yeah, there's probably a few like smaller arch things in this area. And give me a hot second.
Gives us more time to just listen to this sick track.
All right. All right. Hopefully they heard me yell. So, whatever. Family. Okay. Let's do a fight.
Yeah,
Trill, it's your turn.
fisticuffs.
Okay. Trill is gonna put both hands on her pole, and her hands are gonna start to glow. And I'm gonna roll for magic first. Yeah, I'm fine. Scarlet Passion, Burning Teeth, come and help me get this weirdly sexily dressed creep. And the red spreads from her hands and engulfs the entire staff, and she is battle ready.
I super love that modified chant. She winks at you.
I heard that.
Trill gives her like a really
Now?
now.
Okay. Cool. So you did your enhanced red hand stuff.
Yep.
Rue, it is your turn.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna do the same thing, but I don't know if I should do it on Kean or on Griffin.
Okay.
Oh, Griffin is the smashing things type, so I'm gonna
The
step
fighty boy.
forward and tap you on the back and cast Enhanced Red Hand on you. and repeat what I did the last time and say,
Okay.
Spirits of the land, lend strength to your arm. This is really weird. Back and just sort of peek around Griffin at her.
I was like, is this uncomfortable? This feels uncomfortable.
It's weird, right?
God, you guys. Like, why do we have to fight you like this?
I can see bits of you that I probably shouldn't be seeing.
My poor virgin eyes.
Oh God. Cool.
Do the heart and it falls off. What do we do?
Oh man, wait till we get into her abilities, you guys.
Okay, I know you've been watching Kill la Kill, but
No, don't worry.
Whoa.
This is a family stream, Jess.
Yeah, this is not
Whoa.
Kill la Kill.
Calm the fuck down. This is a family stream.
It was a family stream.
This was a family stream.
Oops. I guess the rating went up.
Yeah.
whoops.
Like one of
Alright.
those shows where it suddenly gets weirdly sexy.
Yeah, because the whole rope seller didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, it is her turn. So she has her cooly knives. She's gonna go ahead and do some attacks on you kids. So
Ooh.
what does she have? D10. All right. That was cocked. God damn it. Oh, I rolled the same both times. Good job, me. Guess I'll take the best of them, which is the same. Neat. So she is going to fling her daggers, and you all sort of see a couple of these knives soar past you, but she does not hit you because she did not meet or beat anybody's initiative.
Nice. Whoa.
All right. So that was her turn. Griffin, it is your turn.
Okay, so I think Griffin is just gonna do classic kick up dust and like attack through it.
Okay.
So she has a hard time seeing
Yeah,
where the
so-
blows are coming
Yeah.
from.
You like scrape your foot forward in kind of a semicircle to kick up a cloud of dust and
And just,
lunge through it.
yeah. Oh. Nice. So that is with the bonus with red hand 13.
Okay, that hits.
Nice.
Roll your damage.
Yeah. So close to max 8.
Okay. So.
I imagine we kind of like get into like this kind of struggle where she kind of, because we're not doing actually hitting her.
Mm-hmm.
We're PG, but she's like she's
like got
the-
got the knives like hooking you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're clashed.
yeah. Nice.
All right. Mildew, it is your turn.
I will cast a spell.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's a 14.
Okay. That works.
Yeah. And I will cast Haunted Squeak.
Okay. Please tell us about Haunted Squeak.
Yeah, I will come to it. It's basically first a chant. All the fruits and all the berries are the things you wish that you wouldn't carry. The haunt of the small and the fury know that squirrels don't have to leave in a hurry. Haunted Squeak! And at the side of their head, it just peeks out two spectral squirrels that starts to squeak really, really loudly, and there's squirrels around them and being distracted.
Okay. So
And-
mechanically, what is the effect of that?
They have -1 to accuracy checks.
Okay.
Unless they concentrate. Because and I think it lasts well, I wrote 30 minutes, but I'm thinking
Probably
for-
6 rounds or
six
something.
rounds. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the
Sweet.
basic one. Awesome.
All right. Yeah, and she's like, what in the? All right, and it is now Kian's turn. he's like, throwing knives, huh? I can do that too. And he's gonna throw knives. So he jumps at her with his daggers. And that hits. And damage is a number. Hey, he hits for 5. Wait, no, yes. 4, actually, because -1. I can do math. So he comes in and he kind of slashes and, like, gets, I think he probably gets a bit of her stocking and is like, sorry! And blushes.
Sorry.
I don't think this makes a visual difference to her outfit, but it's embarrassing.
Yep.
No, it just tears in a really sexy way.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a sexy tear.
It's a really sexy run in her stocking now.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
Now
She's like there, like, oh. And the Griffin's like dead in the face, just like fighting you, totally taking this seriously. Not...
All right. So bear with me while I do some quick maths.
Yeah. Matt, that shit.
Okay. The chat is all here for this, like, clothing carnage,
If there's one
apparently.
thing you know how to do, apparently it is a sexy ass fight. Alright.
Listen, I know what we're
She's
here
got
for.
the embarrassment armor. Amazing.
Love it. She's dressed like that. I don't think she's embarrassed.
No.
No, it's
Like-
the rest of us who
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
The rest of us.
Yeah.
Like, the
Yeah.
rest of us are doing this fight, which is like with one hand over our eyes.
God. Okay.
Sweet
Let's see.
maths.
Whose turn? We're back up to Trill.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay. I think Trill is gonna try to entangle her up in this rope.
Okay.
We shall see if that succeeds. That's a 10? Oh wait, no, wait, +2, 12.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so I get in there and just kind of like a flurry of blows, kind of back her into, okay, here's what happens. So I think I try to like back her towards where the rope is, and then we end up having this like sort of like spinning fight that goes around and around and around, and by the end of it, she's like kind of like actually like wrapped up in it.
It's probably all tangled up in her cloak and stuff because that's very
Yeah.
like flowy.
Yeah. And then we roll damage.
So yeah, she's like trying to saw her way out of it with her knives.
Excellent. That's 4 damage.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you strike at her again, and she's sort of tangled. And to answer chat very quickly, no, they have opposite eyes covered, so it's definitely binocular vision.
Oh my god.
By your powers combined. Yeah, I realized that after the fact as I was designing them. I was like, oh, I guess I'm just... And then there's like the Amber Sorcerer has like both eyes covered, but the lower half. So the next villain is going to have like a ninja mask.
Yeah.
And then we've got all bases covered.
Our powers combined, we have a face.
But yeah, it's really hard to, identify someone when you only have pieces of it. But then
Yeah.
when you see everyone, it's like, oh, it's you!
They're actually all the same person.
Exactly. Oh my god.
With different dye jobs.
In the end, they combine into the last boss, and it's just like a normal person. It's like, hi!
Like a super normal looking dude.
Sup?
Yeah.
God. I don't want that version of this game.
Oh, I'm Bert Normal.
Jesus. All right, back to the sexy fight.
We genre shift into just a modern AU. Alright, anyway.
Rue, it is your turn.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm actually gonna do a fight.
Do a fight.
So I'm gonna duck out from behind Griffin and aim one hand at her and cast Shooting Star.
Okay.
And my palm lights up and I go, bright shining spark, light us through the dark. And there's just this little spray of like cartoon glittery stars from my palm
I love
that
it.
hit her. I need to roll to see that I don't fumble.
I definitely imagine all Rue's attacks being very Colette from Tales of Symphonia.
Yeah.
Makes me think of like Pow Hammer. Oh, it's just a big squeak toy
It's
hammer.
very pow hammer. I rolled a 10 on that, so what is the damage? It's spirit. Oh, that's 6 points of damage.
Okay. Nice job. Okay. And that last, like, the blast of stars, with she's sort of still tangled up in everything. I think it sort of blasts her up, and you see her sort of tip toward the edge. And she is done for the fight.
When you say tip towards the edge, do you mean that as an invitation for a dramatic good kids come in and catch her before she falls scenario?
Do you want to try?
Strill probably wouldn't.
Okay.
I think Griffin would if it looks like she's like about to fall to her very damaged or
Sure.
being drowned by sand.
Yeah, so she's sort of knocked off the edge and hanging there.
Yeah, he's gonna run up and like pull out his hand. Come on, grab it. Don't
You're
want
joking.
you to die.
She reaches up and grabs your hand and gets up on the archway. Well, that was very sweet of you.
Can we please have the stone back?
Sure. And she reaches down somewhere. It's just like, whoop, pulls it out of her cloak. You pervert.
Griffin does his best neutral face.
And she...
No, this is fine.
Yeah, she takes the stone and she tosses it at you. That's for the assist. Anyway, I've got to go. I have a stone to grab in Sedolia. See you later, kids.
Hey! Hang on,
You
you're
see
not going
her-
Please
anywhere!
don't.
She, like, throws a rope up into the ceiling gap and just up she goes.
She freaking Batmans us. Stupid, sexy blue lady. Oh.
The name's Rizelle.
You're not fair at all.
She's
Not
gone.
particularly sexy.
Well, different tastes, you know?
Yeah.
You really need to call that part?
So,
I mean, just came out. It gets very embarrassed.
awkward. Kian comes up to you and is like,
The stone! You got it back!
Yeah, there you
Thanks.
go.
We should get this back to Grandma before she notices we're gone.
I'm pretty sure she's already noticed we're gone. Also, get that tail out of my face.
God damn it.
I know you're happy to have your
Yeah.
stone back, but that's not a...
Yeah. He throws it over his neck, and I think you all managed to. You have so much rope, you probably get yourselves out of the dungeon the same way Rizelle does. And
Just a bit more effort than just...
yeah, you don't have
Actually,
like
Not exactly. We have rope that can magically grab stuff, so
Yeah.
like it's probably just like a series of just, like,
Sweet.
toss and
Yeah.
lift
Yeah.
and toss and lift.
yeah. So you make your way up, and we see you all head back toward the caravan to report on your success. I mean, you went there to get the stone and you got it back. And
I'd say we did a pretty heckin' good job.
Yeah, but we didn't stop her. You
Yeah,
heard her.
we're
She's going to go get one of those stones. We gotta hurry.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably the only bad thing I can think of, that we, let the person who's gonna steal the stone get away.
That's
didn't want her to fall and die. That's
No,
a bit cruel.
you have a point.
Oh, and she doesn't have the stone yet, so.
We'll be there.
We can go there before them and warn them.
Yeah, let's hope they listen.
Griffin seems slightly unconfident in that
Well, of
situation.
course they'll
but-
listen. You're some kind of hero there, right? I'm sure they'll listen to you. It's gonna be fine.
Sure. We'll see. We'll see.
Yep. And so we draw back from the four friends to find their image revealed inside of a watery glass orb, cradled gently in a partly gloved hand. Their observer, in the shade of the small, dimly lit chamber, smiles to himself slightly before placing the orb back to its resting place on the table beside him. A metallic door hums as it slides open, then seals itself shut with a hiss after Jadar passes through. He stops just past the entry, recognizing the amber sorcerer, and immediately looks as though he's tasted something bitter. What are you grinning about? There's a pause as he blinks once, eyebrow raising in begrudging curiosity. And where are you off to dressed like that? Oh, this? The sorcerer smooths his long coat down gently. Emperor Arion wishes me to collect the Water Stone, and deal with its guardian, of course. However, Sidolia is on the way, so I thought I would spare a little time for a friend first. Friend? The soldier fixes the sorcerer with a dubious stare, then shakes his head in dismissal. Do what you want. His Excellency has dispatched me ahead to Orbinium, so I'm off. Oh my. Back home for you, is it? What did you do to upset him so? The sorcerer smiles coyly behind slender fingers. Shut up. I'm going. Report ahead when you're due to join me there. The soldier strides past, white hair fluttering behind him as he exits the door beyond. The sorcerer chuckles, thumb brushing his smile thoughtfully. He collects his crystal staff, the weapon glowing and shriveling down to a mere shard on a chain he throws about his neck. And he walks out. And that is where we end today. So, good dungeon, good fight, friends.
Yeah.
And there was some plot in there, I guess.
We did find the plot.
Congratulations, you
We
found
searched this entire
plot.
dungeon and found the plot.
You found the plot.
Yeah. It was really curvy, big, really big and...
Right.
Stop while you're ahead.
Stop.
Yes, I know. I couldn't come
So.
up with a good word, so...
Yes.
You wanna
It's just-
keep digging that hole there, friend?
I'm fine. I'm in too deep already.
All right. Thank you, friends. We'll go around and do our little outros and say what we enjoyed, where we can be found on these here interwebs. And good game. So, we will go in reverse order this time and start with Nicholas.
Hello. You can find me at nyvinter on Twitter and Twitch. And I also play...
You can find him on Twitter and Twitch!
Yeah. On Tuesdays, I play Call of Cthulhu on Encounter Roleplay for now. Very creepy doctor that went slightly insane last time.
Oh, it's lucky.
Is it our own redundant UK that GMs that?
Yes. He
Excellent.
was in the chat.
Yeah!
And yeah,
Do you have a favorite moment today?
yeah, it's a bit hard to pick out from this episode because I really liked a lot of it.
Good episode.
But yeah, I really liked the whole build-up of it. Just with small events that we failed
Dungeon. Awesome. So, next up, Anna. Same
Hey.
questions. Where do we find you, and what did you enjoy today?
I'm Anna. You can find me at Anna Landin on Twitter, which will link you to a lot of other places. Not including my new account on itch.io, but I'll get a new pinned tweet soonish. And my favorite part of this episode, there was a lot of good in it. I really like the Crystal Garden at the beginning. Really nice picture in my head, and I like that we dug around and found some mechanical bits for Trill and Mildew as well.
I look
Presents
forward to
for
seeing what happens with that.
I will be messaging you about a thing.
Okay. Awesome. Victor, where can we find you, and what did you enjoy in the episode today?
I'm Victor. I go by Victor Mon pretty much everywhere. It's very easy to find me. I do comics, I do fan art, I do normal art. I'm a DM privately on Wednesdays, so you will probably see me shouting about the stuff I planned and the NPCs I make myself fall in love with. All of that stuff. And I have a Patreon where I share my art progress and all that stuff, so check that out. And my favorite moment gotta be Griffin getting to save our villain, because that's just
Because he's a good boy.
That gets to the heart why I love JRPG main characters, because that's something they would do. Like, that's an incredibly Lloyd thing to be like, no, we don't want you to. Like, we don't want to defeat you, but we don't want you to die.
Yeah.
We want you to stop.
We want you to stop doing bad things.
Yes.
Awesome.
So that was just getting to do that was nice.
Yay! And last but not least, M. Where can we find you? Favorite moment?
Okay, yeah, so I'm eTrefree on Twitter and Trefree most other places. I yell a lot about RPGs and magical girls and characters and all sorts of stuff. I'm mostly just, I think, on this channel now as far as like stream campaigns you can find me on.
Yeah.
Since the other one I was on Wrapped last night, oh boy, that was a
Woo! Hot Springs episode and finale.
hit every base.
Yep.
But favorite thing from this episode, the image of our sweet children trying to figure out how to fight this sexy scary lady was really cute. It was a little bit fourth wall, but like in the really good like sort of way that I could absolutely see working as JRPG dialogue.
Yeah. Oh, there's definitely unique like combat dialogue for that boss fight.
Yeah.
Totally, exactly.
They're just like, why are you dressed like that?
That was really cute and fun.
Awesome. I guess that comes to me. Hi, I'm Jess. You are on my channel. Hope you've been enjoying yourself. Promise Tree is found here every other Sunday. We are a little over halfway through the disc 1 of this campaign. So there's much more story and plot to come as these good kids continue to try to save their tree. You can also find me on Encounter Roleplay on Tuesdays as well, playing in a different Call of Cthulhu game after the one Nicholas is in, where I play an archaeologist who is definitely still sane. I don't know if that's going to hold for much longer, though. And you can find me later tonight on Dylan Anaris' channel, playing in a Ryuutama game that he runs that is amazing. You should absolutely go see it. And Dylan, if you're in the chat, please plug it, because it's great. Go watch it,
Dang, y'all
guys.
are busy.
It's so friggin' good. And you can find me on Twitter and everywhere else as Little Cup Joe. My favorite moment, honestly, I'm just excited to see what you guys do with all the stuff you found. And the fight was adorable and wonderful and hilarious.
It was a good fight.
It was just cute. And it was very good watching y'all work your way through this place. So I hope it was fun. So, we will see you all a week out in 2 weeks. We will see you next time, the next Sunday. Watch the Twitters.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, friends.